Yes, guys, it's me. It's me. It's the Nature Girl 30. Back with you again for my Survivor Series prediction video. Yes, guys, it is that time again. It is Survivor Series time. And yes, what you are hearing in the background is indeed Somebody Someone by Korn. I thought this would actually be fitting to use this song because there will be a lot of people screaming loudly for somebody to stop the vicious beatings that is going to be happening in every single event. Now, I had my doubts about this pay-per-view, but honestly, it is starting to set up to be a decent one. I guess I can probably say the same thing about Taker's match. Well, more likely the Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatts, but I will get to that later. We have 5 matches overall, 1 championship match, and 2 matches from the Survivor Series tournament, which is actually taking the place of the traditional Survivor Series match. And we also have a major match, which is probably going to be the main event, in my opinion. Well, honestly, it's Taker. I mean, it makes sense for it to be the main event. But anyway, guys, let's get started with the possible kickoff that they're going to have for this pay-per-view. Alright guys, let's talk about the possible, and I do mean possible, kickoff of the Survivor Series. I really don't know. I actually checked WWE.com. They didn't really say that this was going to be a kickoff match. This might just be on the card, so I could be wrong. But anyway, this is Dolph Ziggler versus Tyler Breeze. I guess they're trying to get Tyler Breeze out there. I will admit, I do like his intro. I like his entrance. The guy has a lot to go on. I mean, he has a lot to offer. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, sure, he's the Zoolander of wrestling, but he's fun to watch. Not to mention, he actually can fight. So I got no beef with him. Then we got from Prince Pretty. We actually got the guy that was still your girlfriend, Dolph Ziggler, and it's been proven that he has been stealing many girlfriends multiple times. But despite all that, he's actually on his own. He tried to go for the title. It was an epic fail. Well, not really so much epic fail. It's just, it did not work. And now he's gonna fight Tyler Breeze. Honestly, guys, it can go either way. But as much as everybody loves Dolph Ziggler and they want him to be pushed to the position that they believe he should be in, really, Tyler Breeze really needs this win more than Ziggler. Ziggler has pretty much already established himself as not only a champion, he's established himself as a crowd favorite. So technically, he does not need the win. He already has a lot under his belt. So in my opinion, it should be Tyler Breeze for the win, but let's be realistic here. It might be Ziggler. So my choice for this win is going to go to Ziggler. I'm hoping it's Breeze, but if it's not, it might be Ziggler. Let's move on to the next match. Alright guys, I did say that this match was possibly the main event, but in my opinion, you got a bunch of main event hitters here. Well, at least 2 of them. I do consider the Wyatts to be somewhat of a crowd attraction, but let's be real, you got the freaking Brothers of Destruction. And yeah, let's get this whole thing out the way. Since there's only 5 matches on the card, there's really nothing much to go on. But let's talk about this match here. This is the Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatt family. Now, from what I've heard on SmackDown, I do not watch SmackDown, so I don't know which Wyatt brothers were picked. But there's supposed to be only 2 Wyatt brothers in this match. In my humble opinion, it should be a freaking free-for-all. You should have all the Wyatt members going after the Brothers of Destruction at once. It should not be only 2 picked. It should be all of them going against the Brothers of Destruction, for crying out loud. It's supposed to be the Brothers of Darkness. Do you honestly believe that they're going to have problems taking out 2 Wyatts? No. Seeing what happened on Raw, how they pretty much cleaned house, I highly doubt they have anything to worry about. But I don't know which Wyatts were picked. But honestly, guys, I do not see the Wyatts winning here. Even though I want the Wyatts to win, and they need the win more than Taker and Kane. Unfortunately, nobody wants Taker's legacy to be squashed. And people think that his legacy will be squashed if he loses to Bray, which I highly doubt. Nobody can take Taker's legacy away from him. Or Kane's for that matter. But it's a given that since the 25th anniversary of Taker's reign over the WWE, I highly doubt that the Brothers of Destruction will lose. So, unfortunately, my choice is going to be the Brothers of Destruction for the win, even though they don't need it. Besides the main tournament on the card, we actually do have another title that is up for grabs. Well, not so much up for grabs, but competed for. The Divas Championship, with Charlotte, who is the Divas Championship currently, versus Paige, the ex-champion. I will say this, everybody and their mom saw what happened on Raw this past Monday, and we all know what went down, we all know what Paige said, and everybody is pissed about it. Especially the aftermath and what we found out later on, but I won't get into that. I have a video for that. But despite all that, I will say this. If they actually decide to give Paige the title, which Mr. Griffin actually did state in some of his videos, as well as to me off camera, I will say that I agree with him. If they actually do give Paige the belt, they have to make her the baddest chick in the game. They have to make her so freaking evil that nobody wants to be anywhere near her, and everybody wants to kick her butt at the first time they see her walking down the road, or what have you. Either or, Paige has to be the most hated, not only by the people, but also by the roster, as well as in the locker room. She has to be hated by everybody if they pull this off. And if they decide to do it, they have to actually stretch it on out to WrestleMania. But do I believe the WWE will do this, knowing their track record of burying people way too quickly? No, I don't think they're going to ever do that. I don't think they're going to go that route, even though that route can be risky. But I don't think they're going to go that route. They're going to go the safe route and actually have Charlotte keep the title and possibly start a feud with Sasha Banks, because that's the safest way. Besides the main tournament on the card, we actually do have another title that is up for grabs. Well, not so much up for grabs, but competed for. The Divas Championship, with Charlotte, who is the Divas Championship currently, versus Paige, the ex-champion. I will say this, everybody and their mom saw what happened on Raw this past Monday, and we all know what went down, we all know what Paige said, and everybody is pissed about it. Especially the aftermath and what we found out later on, but I won't get into that. I have a video for that. But despite all that, I will say this. If they actually decide to give Paige the title, which Mr. Griffin actually did state in some of his videos, as well as to me off camera, I will say that I agree with him. If they actually do give Paige the belt, they have to make her the baddest chick in the game. They have to make her so freaking evil that nobody wants to be anywhere near her, and everybody wants to kick her butt at the first time they see her walking down the road, or what have you. Either or, Paige has to be the most hated, not only by the people, but also by the roster, as well as in the locker room. She has to be hated by everybody if they pull this off. And if they decide to do it, they have to actually stretch it on out to WrestleMania. But do I believe the WWE will do this, knowing their track record of burying people way too quickly? No, I don't think they're going to ever do that. I don't think they're going to go that route, even though that route can be risky. But I don't think they're going to go that route. They're going to go the safe route and actually have Charlotte keep the title and possibly start a feud with Sasha Banks, because that's the safest way to go. So my vote, my prediction goes to Charlotte for the win. Even though I love Charlotte, it will be more interesting to see Paige take the title, because it will make the title have more worth to it. And actually, it'll give Charlotte, or whoever the face will be going up against her, it'll give it a lot more, it'll add a lot more weight if that does happen. But like I said, my prediction is going to probably be the safest way to go, Charlotte for the win. It is hard to believe that we are at the home stretch of this video, as well as the home stretch of this pay-per-view. Guys, we are finally at it. We are finally here at the championship tournament. Now, as you can see that I have posted on this video, you can see the brackets of who is actually going to be in matches for Survivor Series, and it's going to be a doozy. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a complete bloodbath. And that, in my opinion, it is. I mean, let's talk about the first match of what possibly I think could be the first match. Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. Guys, I'm not going to lie. Kevin Owens is a beast. We all know that he is a beast. That guy beat Cena clean. There is so much gearing towards Kevin Owens' direction. But do I think the Lunatic Fringe is just going to sit down and play dead for this guy? No. It's going to be a battle. And Dean Ambrose is going to give it his all. But here is my opinion about this. And actually, it all depends on who wins this match. And that's just my thought. It all depends on who wins this match. If Dean Ambrose wins, then Roman Reigns wins. If Kevin Owens wins, then Roman Reigns wins. Either or, Roman Reigns is already set. But here's the one thing that the WWE has been salivating for many, 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 many years. Or at least for maybe a few. But I will say this. I predict for this that Kevin Owens is not going to win this. I think that Dean Ambrose will. Dean Ambrose will win this part of the tournament, and it's going to be going on towards, it's going to actually be 3 tournament matches. It's going to be the semifinals, and it's going to be the final. So honestly, Dean Ambrose is going to beat Kevin Owens to be fitted in the slot for the finals. Now, besides that, let's move on. Well, not besides that, but let's move on to Roman Reigns versus Del Rio. Honestly, guys, why even talk about this? We know Roman Reigns is going to win because it's all about a Shield battle. Everybody wants a Shield match. Everyone's been begging for a Shield match. The WWE has been salivating for a Shield match. They've been trying to find a way to set it up for a long time. So we know it's going to be Dean Ambrose versus his brother Roman Reigns, which will be interesting. And we know who's going to be the top dog in the yard. I can say that right now. It's Roman. There ain't no way it'll be Dean, but if it is Dean, Dean will actually make it more interesting. Because Dean is the lunatic fringe. Dean is the anti-hero. He's not a heel, he's not a face. People think, okay, if he wins, whoever wins is going to go completely corporate. Let's be honest here. Dean Ambrose is probably the 3rd anti-hero that we have seen in this generation. The 3rd. First, it was the Stone Cold era. For the Attitude Era. Then moving on down the line, we end up having CM Punk, which would be the next anti-hero. Now we got Dean Ambrose, which is the 3rd best anti-hero we got. So do I believe that he's going to actually set everything on its ear if he does take the title? Even though a lot of people protested that he should have won when he fought Seth Rollins. Honestly, guys, my opinion, it should be Dean. That's my vote. That's my personal vote, is Dean Ambrose. I have nothing against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has had a bitter pill thrown at him. I guess that's how you phrase it. But in other words, Roman Reigns has had a raw deal. He's had a very bad push. He had a very bad setup, a forced setup, which made people not like him that much. But now, out of pity, people are starting to like Roman Reigns more. But of course, Roman Reigns is the top guy that people actually do want to win. He's the corporate dude. You know, it would make sense. It would be interesting if he goes heel, but I doubt he will. So if Roman Reigns actually does win, it's going to be the typical route. That's just how I think it's going to go. The typical, traditional, safe route. But if they actually want to be daring, they would have Dean Ambrose win this. They should. They should have Dean Ambrose win this match. My personal vote, and I am not going to go against my personal vote, even though I did probably 3 times, but either or, my vote is Dean Ambrose for the win. I know it's a pipe dream. I know it may be Roman, but hey, a girl can dream. There it is, guys. Those are my predictions for the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Stay tuned for my overall review of Survivor Series after the pay-per-view ends. Naturegirl 30 signing off, guys. Peace out. Later.